is that we anticipate an increase in temperatures across the province of approximately 5 degrees over the next 80 years or so. What's important to recognize as we start to talk about this, and we'll talk about precipitation and we'll talk about sea level rise, is that it's not going to be the same everywhere. There's going to be differences regionally in terms of how those temperature increases sort of play out, but we are expected to see annual average temperatures increase by on average of 5 degrees over the next 80 years. So if we think a little bit about, well, so what does that bring? It's going to mean more extreme heat days. So those are going to be the days where we have sort of days over 35 degrees Celsius. It's going to mean sort of potential for shorter snow and ice cover seasons in various parts of the province, potential for earlier spring peak flow, new pests and species. We may have the spread of invasives that will move up as we see north to south migration on various things. We've already seen some the last couple summers some proliferation with respect to blue-green algae, and then I guess on the positive side of things, we may actually end up seeing on our agriculture side of things some longer growing seasons, and some different crops that are available to be grown in New Brunswick. Okay, so the next piece that we're going to touch on is just that we're expected to get wetter. And like the temperature, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to get wetter and we're not going to get all wetter to the same amount. What it means is that we know that the total precipitation and intensity events has increased in the past, and that's expected to increase in the future. We know that it's more likely going to come as rain than snow days in the south, but we can expect to see sort of increased snow and increased snowpack in the north. And so if we think about what that is going to sort of mean in terms of potential effects, we're going to see changes in precipitation extremes. We're going to see those sort of strong events where we see 100 plus millimeters of rain coming in single events, as opposed to the rain being spread out sort of in sort of smaller amounts across a longer period. We're going to see increased runoff into lakes and streams. We're going to see the potential for increased flooding and erosion, and ultimately this is going to lead to the potential for increased damage to our infrastructure.